Hello everybody, Ace here, giving it to you straight with day 97 of the Video Log Challenge, and today I wanted to talk to you all about empathic superpowers being the thing that often takes us down, which is emotion. So, in my life, emotions have often gotten the best of me. I remember being 8, 9 years old on the pitcher's mound, walking a batter, having a meltdown, and then walking the bases loaded, walking people home until they took me out of the game because I couldn't gain control of my emotions. I got so mad at myself. I was so angry at myself, and that was for many, many years. Before starting or doing anything, my first thought was, "How am I going to do this? I can't do this," and I would often take myself down. It wasn't until I was 29, 30 years old that I realized that that's a form of PTSD, especially when you're an 8 or 9 year old beating yourself up for making a small mistake or for a perceived failure like that. It's often a sign of pretty decent amount of trauma. And if you have an inability to self-regulate your emotions, it means that you still need to work through some of that stuff that's hidden deep within your cells, deep in your fascia, and potentially even in your DNA. But as I've been able to clear my temple, as I've been able to heal, as I've been able to start to realize what's mine and what isn't, I'm starting to see how emotions in reality are our superpower. But if you take the example of an X-Man, right? X-Men or superheroes always have a very rough childhood. They have a rough teenagehood because they have these powers that they don't know how to use, and it makes them different. It makes them feel weird. People make fun of them, and then they start to look at it as a detriment. They try to hide from their superpowers. They try to cope. They try to distract, and then eventually they come into their own. They mature a little, and then they start to realize that it isn't a detriment, but their superpowers are actually a benefit for them, and is actually why they're here, in order to master those superpowers and then help the world with them. And that's exactly what emotions are for us. Everything is energy in motion. Nothing is static. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. It just is. And that means if we are masters of emotion, that means we're masters of energy in motion, which means that we're master manifestors, because everything that we manifest is energetic. And that is why it's important to learn emotional intelligence, primarily self-regulation, because if you could start to decipher what is yours and what's not, you could start actually using all the emotions and feelings that you have as a means of explaining the environment happening around you that you may not know with your monkey brain. You may just have an intuition. You may just feel it in your heart or in your gut that there's something wrong, or there's something off, there's something weird, or something good. You don't really know why. And instead of distracting from it, instead of discounting it, you trust it. And the only way that you get to the point of actually trusting your superpowers, of trusting your emotions, is to get into a even keel state, to go into a public setting, right? Completely balanced and harmonized. And then when you start to feel feelings and emotions, you already know they're not yours, because you came into the event, you came into this situation or circumstance completely balanced. And now all of a sudden your heart's racing, you're feeling a little anxiety, you have a little anger, you're feeling a little judgy. And in reality, you're going, wow, this is what I'm getting from everyone around me. Do you know how powerful that is? To know what's going on inside other people without them knowing even that it's going on inside of them? Do you know how powerful? Do you know the kind of being you have to be given a gift like that? That's why I made a couple videos about spiritual ego and spiritual narcissism, is because you have people who are narcissists that convince themselves that they're spiritual, and then they feed on the light of others because they're unconscious of what they're doing, because they don't know what's theirs and what isn't. And that's the same thing for us, for empaths and for light workers and for warriors of light. We go into a situation, we start judging and everything, and we think it's us. And then we beat ourselves up for how we feel. We beat ourselves up for how we think. We discount, what's going on inside of us, because we're blaming ourselves for everything. In reality, we're just absorbing the shit that's happening around us. And here's the thing. If you're not going out there if you're not going into each day with the armor of God on, if you're not putting force fields up, and you are a magical being and you are an energetic being, emotion, magic, same thing. If you identify as someone who is magical or who is very emotional, very sensitive, who can tap into things, you need to be doing the things for yourself to make sure that you definitely know that it's not yours. And so if you put on the armor of God every day, if you create your force fields, your energetic force fields, and if you go into each situation even keeled with a sense of love and light, and all of a sudden you start getting all this feedback and you start feeling all these weird ways, that's how you know what's going on, and that's how you know whether that situation or circumstance is for you. Immediately upon meeting people, you can tell where they're at. The more you heal yourself, right? The more you heal yourself, the more you go through your stuff, the more you go through your trauma, and the more you clear your temple, the more you'll be able to come into people now, the more you'll be able to come into situations and circumstances and go, I don't like the way this feels. I see that person's ego already. I see fear paradigms. I see narcissism. I see neuroticism, because you've been there and you've worked through it. It's not judging somebody when you know it's true. It's not judging somebody when you know it's factual, and it's not judging somebody when you're not coming at them, telling them about themselves. You're just making an observation. You're going off of how you feel. You're using your superpowers as the empath, your emotional superpowers, to be able to see where that person is. Because again, we've gone completely into our egos in this society, in the Western world, in the world in general, right? We've gone completely into, there's a wasp. We've gone completely into our egos now, and therefore nobody really knows how they feel. Nobody really knows what they think or what they like. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really knows who they are. Sorry, I'm just keeping an eye on this guy. And because of it, we are manipulating each other all the time. We're spell casting all the time, and we're doing it unconsciously. And so we're constantly putting our own shit on other people. I call it transference. That's what narcissists do, especially with light workers and with empaths, is they transfer their trauma and their bullshit onto us, instead of transmuting it, which is sitting with us, working through it, seeing where their 50 was, seeing where the other person or the other thing's 50 was, coming up with the soul lessons and moving forward. Immediately it's, that's not me, and they put it on other people. That's crap. It's transference. Right? So it's transference. And where we're at now is we need to understand when somebody's trying to transfer their shit onto us, we put up that force field, we check them on that, we set that boundary. I'm here for you, I'll listen to you, but I'm not your punching bag. I'm not the reason you are feeling the way you're feeling. Why are you bringing work home with you? Why are you treating me like this because of how other people are treating you? That is energetic transference, and that is egoic and narcissistic in nature. And so as we start building these faculties within ourselves, building that love and respect for ourselves and respect of our emotions, respect of our sovereignty, we don't allow the matrix, we don't allow unconscious humans, we don't allow narcissists to steal our life force anymore, because we see it and we trust it when we see the red flags. Because everybody is marketing to each other. We're all trying to sales pitch one another on everything. Everything. And so when you're listening to somebody and they're really not making any sense and they're really not saying anything and they're kind of just blowing smoke up your ass, they're just trying to use emotion and trying to get that emotion over you. They're trying to get you to feel bad. They're trying to get you to want to bend over backwards for them, want to help them, want to fix them. And again, we can't help or fix anyone. We can only be there for someone and be a soundboard and a mirror for them. And the more we are that mirror and the less we give, the more we're that soul catalyst, where we're not giving any of our energy away, but yet we're improving the people around us 1,000,000 times fold just by being who we are, the sovereign fractals of God who we are, in love and light, and in strength and in that lion. And we're not allowing anyone to take us off course. We're not allowing anything to dictate how we feel about ourselves, what we're doing in a day, what we're doing in a week. And that's when we become the masters and we embody that mastery. And that's when the narcissists stop trying to take from us and they start trying to learn from us. But then you always got to be careful, because as soon as you rest on your laurels, as soon as you stop seeing those red flags, they'll start to take from us. And that's why emotions are our superpower. That's why we are emotional beings. That's why we're sensitive to the emotions and feelings of people around us. That's why we're so empathetic, almost to a fault, almost to a point where like I feel someone suffering and I want to vomit with them. It's because it's really our superpower. It's really why we've been put on this planet, to teach humanity how to be human again, how to be a being again, how to feel and how to love and how to be the emotions we are and allow them to be, and not create storylines and narratives because they're not matching the construct we have in our heads about the bullshit reality that doesn't exist in the 3D matrix world of the West. It's just what it is. So just accept yourselves a little more, love yourselves a little more, give yourselves a little more of a break, and understand that you're beautiful. Your emotions are amazing. Your energy is insatiable. And that is why so many people are always on you, trying to take from you, because you are a light. But you need to be able to fill your cup to the point where it's overflowing, and then let others drink from the overflow, so that you can maintain your resonance, so you can maintain your Holy Trinity, and you can continue to maintain the abundance you need to continue giving the abundance outward. As within, so as above, so below, as within, so without. And that is our jobs as empaths, as light workers, as light warriors, as ascended masters, is to teach humanity how to embrace their human emotions, to use them as superpowers, so that we can stop living in our egos and we can start living in spirited in every now moment of every day. I hope you gained a little bit more clarity on your path today. I hope you got a little bit further on your journey. I hope you could bring in a little bit more love into your heart, so that you can see that you are a superhero. You are a being that is having a human experience, and that you are the master of emotions. You're not the emotions, and that is how you master them. So if you liked what you've seen and heard today, hit that like button. If you want to join the Army of Energy, hit that subscribe button. If you want to join me on Telegram, Army of Energy, I'm also posting other content there, not just these videos. If you want to have a conversation with me on Zoom and put it up on 5D Warriors of Light YouTube channel, hit me up. If you're a writer who's all about this ascension stuff, who's all about the spiritual stuff and wants to get their content submitted, hit me up. I put it on my website. I'm really trying to build this Army of Energy. I'm feeling great. I have a lot of energy. I'm seeing a lot of people that are wanting to be a part of this. So let's make this happen. Hit me up, Gmail, leave a comment, a Telegram, however you want to do it. But let's make this happen. I really love you all. I'm very grateful for you all. And I'm so proud to walk this path beside all of these empaths, all the light workers, all the warriors of light, because I actually don't feel alone anymore. So thank you all for that. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you have an even better evening, and I will see you all at the same time tomorrow. Take care, and goodbye.